You're now listening to the show about the shit in life that's just a bit too much, from the perspective of stand-up comics. With our hosts, Carmelo Bongiovi and Ken Krantz. This week's topic, Stories with Sicoli, with our guest, Mike Sicoli. This is A Bit Too Much.
Wait, so no, my point is there's dispensaries and there's you don't have to have a guy anymore.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You guys aware of the current laws?
But
for such potheads, you guys aware about it's easy to get weed these days?
no, we do get it at the dispensary.
Yeah, but then there's the line, and it's more expensive from the
The
fuck.
lie.
I know
It's more
it's
expensive,
it's much pricier.
The cool thing is though, they got rewards now. Like I have the app, I just go and I jump the line, and I get a bunch of rewards. That part's cool. But there's something about
It's
getting
like
it.
Chipotle now.
Yeah.
You get a little punch card.
Yeah, there's something about
Wait,
getting
so what do you
it.
have that you think weed's causing?
What? Oh, dude, there's this. So I looked. My roommate told me about this, and I looked it up. Excessive weed use is causing excessive showering, and I shower 3 times a day, bro.
This isn't a medical.
There is what?
I'm telling you, if you look it up online,
By the way, this is the most pothead thing you could say.
showering a lot, dude.
Because you stink like weed.
No, I just love being in the shower. But I don't know if it's because of the weed. Yeah, dude, my roommates hate.
No, this is a decision you're making. It's not my hands are jittering.
Yeah.
No, but I do
I'm
feel
drinking
like
all right. For example, my
Yeah.
eye little twitch sometimes because I drink 7 cups of coffee.
I have that too.
Yeah, sure. I can't. That's not a choice.
But there's side effects to things that you do that you could say is a choice, you know?
That's not a side effect.
Well, if you eat, like weed causes you to eat a lot, you're choosing to eat. That's a side effect. Munchies.
The hunger is a side effect.
Side effect.
Eating is a choice.
Well, I don't know what it is. I mean, they also say I also take really long showers.
Okay.
And they also say that is a sign of someone who's extremely lonely. I looked up a bunch
They're
of
gonna say
shower
extremely high, like you're in there just like, what am I doing?
Did you just say, oh no?
Are you just in there crying?
No, I'm in there with my eyes closed, kind of like. Sometimes I'll stand in the shower and I'll just let the water hit me in the back, and I'll just go full disabled, and I'll just for 40 minutes before I pick up
You
the
take
soap.
super hot showers? Is it like a hot?
Yes, all the way hot.
You take female hot showers? You know,
What's a
females
female?
take hotter showers than we do.
I'll take a hotter shower
Like
than
when
anybody.
my wife comes out, she's like the mother of dragons walking out of
Oh,
the bed.
yeah.
Like just fucking steam
Oh,
fills the
yeah,
house.
yeah.
I'm like, what? How are you alive?
I do
My
the same
wife,
thing.
when we're in the shower together, I have to distract her so I can make it colder.
There's a humble brag that Ken
Yeah.
showers with a girl.
Yeah, we shower together.
When do we shower together?
Humble brag that I have a
fucking
wife.
newlywed.
You and
No,
your
that's a
wife shower
newlywed brag.
together.
Is what that is. It's like
Sometimes.
Yeah, good for you.
because
Dude.
you don't shower with your wife that you've been with.
Do you
for
ever
15
shower
years.
with your wife?
Not anymore.
One time I was
We
showering.
used to all the time.
Yeah.
One time I
Yeah, we used
showered
to
with
do
a
it all the
girl.
time. And then we were like,
Had a kid, and then it was
And I was
over.
like, I just want to get in the shower.
I
But
do
you're right.
when-
But you're right. The temperature differences between my wife and I. It's always I want to be colder. Even air conditioning. I want to be colder. She wants to be warmer. That's like our whole. It's part of the It's part of the biggest arguments we have.
Yeah.
How to keep her warm and how to keep me cold.
I had sex in the shower once, and the girl started laughing, so I never did it again.
You don't know why.
Still don't know what she was laughing at.
It's probably.
But I put
Did you
my-
almost slip? Did you do
No, I think I know what it was.
Did you say something hilarious? Maybe.
No, I think I know what it was. I put my foot up
Yeah.
on the tub during. Caught it. Did you see that? Caught it.
Dude, you're a mess.
I'm getting
tonight.
nervous thinking about it.
Yeah, we called you in very
getting
last second to
anxious.
do this episode. I feel like you're very disheveled. But because that's one of those things that I think that we, if you watch enough porn, there's certain things you think you can get away with as a guy in sex that when you do it in real life, you look fucking ridiculous. A porn star could put their foot up on a ledge and just fucking go to town.
Yeah.
You're like, that guy's giving
It was weird when I did it.
Dude, you just you're just like a regular guy. You put your foot up on something.
I got judged hard.
Yeah, you're like she's probably like, what do you think you're doing right now?
Dude, I'm getting
Where
some
do you-
leverage. That's what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
where do you think you're going?
Physics, lady.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you
It's like-
talk?
It's like dirty talk, right?
I was going to say,
did you just ask that?
Yeah, do you
Oh,
dirty talk?
We had that thought simultaneously because in porn you can say anything, right?
Well, I don't know.
They could say anything.
I've been turned off once in particular.
Dirty talk could be, it's a fine line, I think, with dirty talk because it could be good, but then you can also one person can say something either that goes too far or that's just silly.
Yeah.
What turned you off?
The guy told her to stick her toe in his butt.
Oh, in a porn, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
I thought he was talking about.
Would you start that with the guy?
The guy said it's
No,
not
I
the
thought you were
girl.
talking about a personal sex.
No. This is
like, the
is
guy-
porn. Yeah. The guy said, stick your toe in my butt.
Yeah, but here's
And I
the
was
thing,
like,
right?
what
So as
the
the audience
fuck?
member, you're like, ew. But like as in the porn, she's not like, I'm sorry, what?
I would have been.
Right.
Like, you want to do
because
what?
she's performing.
Yeah.
But if you in real life said that to a woman, she
Leave,
probably she would
probably.
never see you again.
Never.
If that is not,
She did it?
I didn't. I turned it off.
Oh.
you're like, I don't want to see where this
I'm
goes.
like, which toe was it?
Because guess what?
I would assume the middle.
if she
longest.
she definitely did it because they wouldn't have kept that in if she did it.
She had to have. I
if
didn't
he
stick around though.
Yeah, everything in porn, everything's it's it's like bad improv. It's all yes and in porn. They all fucking like no one just you've never seen a porn where they're like, hey, do you want to try like licking my ass? And the girl's like, no, ill. And then they just like that doesn't happen.
No,
in porn.
I mean that
This is
does
just
happen, but
disallowed.
she always ends up doing it.
Oh, it might be like, oh
no, I can't do
I
that.
would never.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, she looks like it's in a trough. But, in real life, especially when you're with someone, like if you're dating someone, because it's like if it's a one night stand, you could kind of like, it's okay. Like you don't care sometimes if it like gets weird.
Have you
It's
ever
like,
tried?
I'm probably not going to do this again, right? But if it's your wife or a long-term girlfriend, there's repercussions for the dirty
Yeah, it's
talk.
long-term.
Because then, then you're watching, you're binging a show on Netflix an hour later, and she's like, I'm sorry. Did you just try to choke me? Or ask me to choke you? Or, then like you have to have a conversation about it, which is like the last thing you want about dirty talk. Dirty talk's supposed to be in the moment. You want to have a logical conversation about why you wanted to spit in your mouth.
Yeah, there's like a
That's
whole.
not you don't want to have a real, because none of it, by the way, perversions aren't logical. Kinks aren't logical, right? You don't want to, I don't want to sit here and talk to you guys about my actual kinks, but in the moment,
Tell me what.
you
You tell us what they are. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah,
what are
true.
you?
That's
What's
what
the
this is
weirdest
really-
shit that you're into?
Weird. I don't know. What's the weirdest? I mean, I would say it. I'm trying to think. Like, what's the actual? I don't know if any of it's really weird.
You dress up?
No, I would feel too goofy.
You like?
I would feel way too
Dress
goofy.
up
Like,
as what?
I don't know.
Like a sailor?
well, what do you dress up as?
I've never dressed up, but I would.
You would.
If she wanted me to dress up like I was gonna say barber, and cut her hair. If she wanted me to dress up like
What a lame.
So if she wanted me to dress up like a barber,
My dad was a barber. That one would be too weird for me.
yeah, if she wanted me to dress up like a robber and come in and like, oh, I'm stealing your stuff, and she's like, please no, fuck you. Then I'll be like, I would be down for that. Or like,
I think you watch too much porn.
I
yeah,
had
that
one
sounds
girl.
like,
Yeah.
oh, what if instead of robbing me, I just suck your dick?
Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works.
I bet you so many people would be like, all right, I'll just hit the next house instead.
Yeah, like that's fucking yeah. If that's your real
I
reaction,
did
you'd be
have
like, "Ooh,
sex
this
with a
is
girl once who wanted to role play,
great." Right.
and she said she was like, let me be a teacher, and you're one of my students.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And
That's
I was
weird.
like, oh,
Shit,
all right.
wait,
Then all of a sudden,
Is that right?
like,
Because
okay,
here's the
on
thing.
my
he's
Yeah.
there doing long division.
Yeah, she just gives me homework. I never get to bang her.
Right. Yeah, it's just such
He's like,
reprimanding
what's
you.
the capital of Nebraska? Fuck.
Omaha.
I'm too dumb to sexually satisfy you. I don't know the answer to any of these questions. Maybe that's part of it. Yeah, but that's the thing is like when you're a guy, because guys can get even if it's not a thing you're into, right? Guys, everyone has a line, I think, but guys can be open-minded enough with sex where like if you have a woman who is willing to say something kinky, it's kind of cool. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Because it's just not something you experience all the time.
No.
During sex. Like most of the times it's guys who come up with these weird fucking things and they have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right? And women have to deal with the weird shit that guys request. So every once in a while when it's reversed, even if it's not your thing, you're like you just said, I would dress up, all right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because it's like, whatever, if that's what gets her, like, if that's what's going to get her there, I get to enjoy the getting her there
Yeah,
part.
I mean, we
So
get to
it's like,
play
whatever.
pretend.
Yeah.
If I dress up, we're literally playing. Like I'm
If
playing.
I asked my wife to
a game.
dress up as something, if I was like, hey, I'm really going to need you to like be a stewardess, she'd be like, no.
Well, you should try to get her on board for it, and then give her like some weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, can you dress up like the
I need you to be like an
Chicago Bears mascot
cashier. yeah, right. And then judge her about it. Like, what are you doing?
Can you dress up like the cleaning lady and do the dishes?
You know what's really hard these days that I don't think enough people talk about?
Do some chores.
Something really difficult about the whole dating and relationships and just being horny in general.
Yeah.
Being horny.
I feel like you're pretty horny right now.
Me too. We might bang, dude.
I know. I'm like, go on.
Come on, get closer, baby.
Yeah.
I had
You're about to fucking JD Vance that couch. I was at Tim Walls because I was just thinking of the others.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So what's hard about dating?
You know what's
horny?
really hard about these days? Nobody talks about it. Just like being horny and having social media, it's just like it's like a bear trap, dude. It's like a huge trap.
Because there's so like thirst traps.
Because like you'll be scrolling online late and you'll just be horny. It's like it's time to jerk off. And then like these girls just naked or with their tits out and like just these thirst traps, and you can message them and they will see it, and you might be able to get one to come.
People. These are real people.
When you're talking like that's the hardest part, and it's like trying to control yourself when it's like, all right, don't be a pig. Oh, there are her tits. She must, I'm gonna message her.
We have a very different point of view on this because I'm a married man, so I'm like, to me, it's like I just stay away from all of that because.
I do too. I
don't want it in my algorithm.
It's hard to not get in
my
your
algorithm. We've talked about it. My algorithm is all titties and animals.
Mine's all disabled people.
And animal titties.
Not even kidding. Mine is all like Down syndrome cooks and a lot of disabled shit going on in my algorithm. I don't know what happened, bro.
I
don't know what. People like disabled. My entire algorithm is disabled people doing everyday things. And I love it. I love it.
He's got a Special Olympics algorithm.
Yes, I cheer them on, dude. I hope. You know how many times I've been scrolling and I've started crying just because it's so nice. It's so wholesome. There's tits and ass on there too. Sometimes it's disabled tits and ass, which they're out there. Thing? No, it's not my thing, but I have done that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, elaborate. Don't trample over that. We got to pause on that for a second.
I've heard this story, and I am amazed that I'm.
You got to try to tell it and be respectful, which is the hardest part. But one time,
one time, fucking baffled back there. I just hear him gasping.
I moved here. That's my boy, dude. Love him.
He's gasping like a Southern woman.
That's
in
right.
the 20s, like, oh my stars.
Oh my word.
Oh my word. All right, well, you better. I hope you have an inhaler back there because this is about to get weird. This is about to be a weird story.
Go for it, man. This is what happens when we don't have a topic with the guest.
Yeah, by the way, the topic for today was supposed to be ghosts. But go ahead.
Oh, well, this works because I ghosted the shit out of this girl. Works for me. So I was doing a show. I had just started in comedy, and I used to go to a college with this girl. And this girl had CP. You know what CP is? Cerebral palsy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I remember when I was in school, everybody used to be like, yo, I would. Everybody would say it. I would.
She's very attractive.
She was attractive.
Yeah.
So I remember I posted that I was going to do a show, and she messaged me randomly. We didn't really talk ever, but she messaged me. She's like, oh, I want to come to the show. And I was like, okay, cool. This was a long time ago. I was like, I'm signing off. What's your number? I'll text you the information. So I texted her the information, and she starts like messaging me back and forth. And then she starts getting, a little risky with some of the shit. She had a little flirty.
All right.
So I was flirting back, I was like, she's cute. She's nice. She's a nice girl. I'll flirt back. So the flirting ended up getting like, now I'm getting nudes.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I'm like, who's taking these? Right? They were good. They looked great.
Like, you meaning they weren't like selfies?
They were. I don't know how she was doing it. I think it's just because she had cerebral palsy. She was getting some nuts angles. I think that's what it was.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what I thought it was. I thought that's what it was from.
Like,
again, I can't stress enough how good of a person this girl is.
Yeah, I know, and you're definitely telling this in the
and down for whatever.
I can't stress enough what a piece of shit I am. Right
no,
now.
Dude, I would have been if I was a piece of shit, I wouldn't have done it. That's what I think. If I was a piece of shit, I would have been like, no way, Jose. But I was fucking in, bro. I was all about it.
What what would make you a piece of shit is denying her your amazing dick.
Yeah. Come on.
But I could almost.
It's crazy
how people
almost
when
rationalize
it's
it.
all said and done, I disappointed her the way I disappoint anybody.
Yeah, right.
That's the way I thought.
Yeah, sure.
So she eventually tells me to come over. Now it's like 11:30 at night. I'm like 20
You're
years
a good
old.
Samaritan, so you go.
I'm completely sober. She's like, come over, we'll have sex. I'm like, I don't know if I can. So I jump in my car, right?
so you're on the way. Yeah.
I get gas. It was a drive. It was 40 minutes. And I drove it. I was like, I gotta go. And the whole time on the way there, I was like, it would be wrong if I didn't do it. Like, I obviously want to. I was like, I'm obviously about it.
Clearly you were into it.
So me not doing it would be fucked up.
Yeah.
So I get to her house. Now it's like 12:30, right? I'm sitting outside. I text her. I'm like, hey, I'm here. Okay. So now I'm sitting there. She texts me back. She's like, all right, I'm coming. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting forever. I'm waiting for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes outside of somebody's house when you don't really know them that well and it's 12:30 at night's a long time.
She had cerebral palsy.
So I'm sitting there and I hear her door creak open and I'm like, what's taking so long? And I look over and I'm like, oh, that's what's taking so long. Right. So she gets to the car eventually, and I'm sitting in there, and I'm
guessing she lived with her.
What's taking so long is her disability.
Well, yeah, I'm getting to all this stuff. I'm getting all these questions will be answered. So I'm sitting there. She gets in the car, and I'm like, hey. She goes, hey. I said, are we going inside? She's like, no, my parents are home. So I was like, you don't want them to see me? Like... You're embarrassed that you're bringing somebody into the house and you're having something like they'll probably be happy.
Not embarrassed. They're protective.
I took it as she's embarrassed to be seen with me. That's how I took it. And I started getting self-conscious. I was
Not
like,
that my dad probably doesn't want some guy
banging me out of my fucking bedroom.
Under his roof.
Yeah. So
such a single guy thing to think.
You're
embarrassed to me?
We started like going at it, right?
Right.
And to be respectful, I'm going to leave the details out of the real deep down dirty details. But it was fun. We had a good time. And then the whole way home, the whole way I drove there, I was like, it would be wrong if you didn't do this. It'd be fucked up.
How do you rationalize that?
Whole way back, radio silence.
Oh, you were like,
I was nervous. I was scared.
You felt like you did the wrong
I was
thing?
like, am I wrong for doing that?
For having sex with her? No.
But I was like, why would I be wrong?
Her.
She wanted to. It's like she hit me up and told me to come, so I went there. Yeah. And then I didn't talk to her ever again after.
That's where you're wrong.
But why is that wrong? I would have done that to anyone.
So you're equal. You're saying you're treating her as
just
equal.
like I would have done at a random hookup at 11:30 at night.
Yeah. All right, so that's fair. That's fair. I get your point about that, except the whole part about like I have to fuck her because this is
no, I didn't think I had to. I wanted to.
Like this is charity. Like
no, I didn't. That's another thing.
You could write off the gas that you paid for to go to her house.
Didn't take it as charity either. I went there 100% because I wanted to.
Yeah, you wanted to.
And
right, you said she was attractive, and
I thought she was great. She was very attractive, and her butt. She got a nice butt, and I'm a big butt guy. I don't know if it was because her butt was real tense because of the way she walked, but it was very nice, and I was about it.
This is.
I'm just being honest, yo. That's what happened.
Which I appreciate.
I was in it to win it, dude.
But you know what? It's so weird. I don't know if this makes me fucked up, but I can almost see where he's coming from.
Almost, right? No, I'm with you. Let me explain this from our point of view. I'm like 75% of what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
Now the other 25% would have been me
questioning why your ass is firm.
The other 25% of you guys who are like, that might be wrong, is me going, hey, I don't think I can have sex. You have cerebral palsy.
Right, yeah.
You certainly shouldn't say it to her like that.
That would have been wrong. That would have been wrong.
Well,
but if I want to do it, the only thing holding me back is that
there's nothing wrong with you and her having sex.
No.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Like that is, you engage in an adult activity. Good for both of you. That's not the part. I think it's like that other side of your brain that's talking. Like it seems like you had a little bit of a like devil and angel on your shoulder and you were kind of debating certain part of it. And then afterward, it seems like you're still indifferent about it.
No.
Or not indifferent or torn about it.
I'm glad I did it. It was sex, man. Aren't you always happy when you have something? Not always. There have been ones. Let me put it this way.
But
If
you said
gave
when
me-
you drove home those radio silent. So there was a part of you that was
because
like,
I was just like, it's like if you have sex with anybody who's not your normal type, I feel like you kind of thinking about it a lot.
no, that's not true.
Like the first time I did butt sex with a girl, I drove home in silence. Like, I can't believe I just did that. Was that wrong?
Really?
Anytime I do something new,
Oh, I celebrate.
I'm like,
those
was that
moments.
okay?
I was like, oh, that's cool.
I always doubt myself whether or not what I did was that okay? Because I don't know. That's just like the last podcast we all did together. We were talking about like family trauma.
Yeah.
Everything I do, I think that wasn't good. Everything.
That was a great episode.
No, I'm talking about in general, like me going to have sex with this girl, me doing anything. I always think about it after. I'm like, was that okay? Anything I do.
Yeah,
So it was just a normal like doubt, self-doubt, a lot of self-doubt.
like
I could see how there'd be some self-doubt there.
yeah. How you're like, what was that?
I mean, it's not like she was like, we're sitting, which is wrong. We're kind of insinuating that she couldn't make her own decision.
No,
she was
yeah,
all in,
and
bro.
listen,
Well, that's
and
what I'm
it
saying. It's
seems-
fine, 'cause
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did. You were
It
too
seems
consenting
like
to go.
it was consensual.
She was a
an adult, right?
consensual
And
fun.
She was an
I
adult,
get-
right?
She's an adult, yeah.
Okay.
I get that, like, hey, just because she's disabled doesn't mean she shouldn't, you know,
And
have
it
some
was-
loving.
it was good.
Get this Sicoli dick, you know?
Yeah, it was good. If God came down right now and he's like, Mike, you could take back 3 sexual experiences you had.
Yeah.
That's my phone. I'm not farting. I would not take that back.
You wouldn't take that.
There's so many other ones I'd take
Which
back.
ones did you take back?
My uncle. No, I'm kidding. I would take back
I was
so
like,
many
oh,
other
we're gonna
ones,
do a part
dude.
2 of this family thing.
Yeah.
Oh, where's that one going?
By the way, I got a bit out of that episode we did.
Yeah.
I
with
just
the
tried
seizure?
it
Yeah,
with a
so-
seizure because I was talking about it to you guys
Yeah.
how I had to sleep in the same bed with him that weekend. I told you about that, right?
Yes,
Not that
the
one.
seizure uncle.
Yeah, my
No,
uncle.
right.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
No, I know when you were a kid, you had to sleep in the same bed
Yeah.
with him. You had to sleep in the same bed with him?
No, when I was a kid,
Oh,
and
okay,
all
okay.
my
I
friends
thought you meant that-
all my friends would ask me when I was a kid. They'd be like, are you nervous? Because your uncle is like a little different. Like, it pissed me off. They're like, does
Yeah.
he ever touch you
Yeah,
or
like,
anything
he's
weird?
my
I'm like, no.
uncle.
What kind of question
He's
is
a
that?
loving uncle, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I had a plan if he did.
Yeah.
Like if he came at me, put my light up shoes on, and I just river dance in the middle of the room until he passed out.
He's like, hey, my uncle's like any of your uncles. I just gotta, put a wallet in his mouth before bed.
Right. It's just like every other
It's no
uncle.
different.
Yeah. To be fair, what's fucked up is though with your family is like that they were mostly okay with you sleeping in bed with your uncle. I think because they were like you're kind of helping him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in most
Saving his life.
situations, you were a teenager, I think, at that point, or maybe a little younger.
No, I was young. I was
You were
like
younger.
12.
Okay. Yeah, but still like old enough to where it might be a little weird for some people.
I think it's weird
You know
at
what I
any
mean?
age to sleep with your uncle. I think maybe.
Well, I
at
mean, like
any
if it was
age.
a baby,
I'm
you're
thinking-
taking- you know what I mean?
different.
That's a little different, but like,
I've never shared a bed with an uncle my whole life.
yeah, no, me neither. Me neither. Definitely not.
Well, I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Well, sleeping with your uncle?
Sleeping with your uncle, don't
No,
recommend it.
yours specifically. Us sleeping with your uncle.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you guys want to, you could probably use it.
Yeah, do you want to talk about ghosts? Because this is getting weird. Do you want to talk about... What, I have to ask you, though. What is your obsession with ghosts?
I'm just so into it. I like to think that they exist because if ghosts exist, like so many other things probably exist too.
Like what?
Like heaven and
Aliens.
hell.
Heaven, hell. Yeah.
You know,
Right, that's a good point.
that's a
If ghosts
big
are
one.
here, that might be a or maybe not. Maybe that's just a thing that's earthly. But that might be a confirmation of like they can go to another place thing, right?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, there's never any scientific. I mean, I've never seen any scientific research where people like actually try to communicate with ghosts. They just do all that, the bullshit tests,
The seance.
like on the ghost hunters and all those shit. Like you can tell it's all.
in terms of science.
Yeah, but like if you could develop a science where you can talk to the other side, imagine the shit that you could find out.
Maybe there's no science because it's not real, but
That could be it too.
there's. But what's funny? It's a hard line with people on ghosts. Like, and sometimes, like I was having a conversation for Thanksgiving. We rented this big old house in upstate, or not really upstate, Catskills, and it was like built in the 1800s by this like old prominent doctor, and there's been a lot of history there. You can even see the way the house was built, like the kitchen. It was like a main kitchen, and there was like the eating quarters for the help. Like you could see how this house was built.
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, I think I have like, this could be like, if you are a believer, you're like, this is definitely haunted with like, you know, maybe the servants were haunting the house. Maybe the old doctors. But if you don't believe it, I tend to not believe anything. Like I tend to always go like, no, that's fucking bullshit. Because my wife will explain any weird thing in a house with ghosts. Anything that had like door slams because of the wind, it's a ghost. I'm like, there's logical explanations for things. 99% of the time.
We had in our house, there like some unexplained shit does occur, but it's my wife has told me, I mean, even back to when we were kids, she occasionally will see apparitions. Like nothing.
Like what?
Like oh, I'm
Hold on, let me make something up.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
She saw like a little girl or a little boy on our staircase once, but she says it doesn't feel.
Sounds like she got into the Krantz mushrooms.
She says it doesn't feel like threatening.
Yeah,
it's not like a cause to like get scared, but she sees it, and I mean,
like often.
I do this joke, not often, but a handful of times, and I remember
whenever she needs attention.
Well, that's why. So she's not a white lady, you know.
Yeah.
So I actually am like, well, I don't think she's looking for attention, and she doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
She doesn't make a big deal about it, so it doesn't feel like. So I don't know what to. You know, I think I'm like open to the idea, and I'm also not scared. Like even if our house was haunted. To me, like,
Is that necessarily a bad thing?
No, my stepdaughter is 13, and there isn't anything a ghost can do that could be scarier than a fucking 13-year-old girl.
13-year-old girl,
Yeah.
And
I would turn her loose on the ghosts if they started fucking with us.
Yeah, I think if you're a parent of girls, you're like, they're already haunting me.
Yeah.
You know, with just themselves.
She like I'm like you come in some days and it's just like, all right, just don't make eye contact. I'm like a rescue dog. Some days I'm like, I'll just hang out in the corner and try and make myself as small as possible.
Right, the way you would think if you saw a ghost. Like,
Did you not have sisters growing up? You have a sister, don't you?
I grew up. I have two older sisters. I have an older sister and an older stepsister. But in my house, it was 4 boys and my sister.
I was
But it's
4
different
girls in
dealing
my
with
house.
because you were much younger
Yeah.
than everyone. It's much different when you're a kid dealing with them when you're like in a parent position dealing. You know, like a teenage girl. I just like it's the thing I like. My daughter's very young, and I'm like, oh man, one day she's gonna be a teenager. It's like a thing I'm really like trying to brace myself for, even though I have a way to get there.
Yeah, they're not great. They're mean. I used to do a joke right when my daughter was born. How like I really want, and I did when I wanted a little girl. Like I feel like when you're a dude and you have a girl, you can just eternally be the good cop. You know.
Right,
I feel like if I had a son, it would be very easy to be like, "Hey, you're acting like a dickhead."
Yeah, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
because guess what? Little boys are dicks.
Yes.
I see it all the time, like with other little kids that we're around. Like it's like they're destructive. You know what I mean? For no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to do this joke that like I wanted a little girl, but the idea of a teenage girl is fucking awful.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to get around it. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed she's transgender.
Yeah.
I think as long as you're a good dad, you don't have to worry about that. Like if you talk to your daughter like you would your son, that's how she ends up with a chain wallet and green hair, and you don't want that. If you talk to him like a girl, like you can't yell at your daughter. I feel like you got to make sure she knows right from wrong, obviously, but you can't be like fucking idiot. Like you could talk to your son like that.
You could talk to your son like
sit
that,
a son down and be like, "Hey, what's your fucking problem?
Yeah.
You're such an idiot."
But if you do that to your daughter,
that would be
that's-
damaging.
No, yeah.
It would be damaging because I think like
she'll bring your boss to Christmas dinner. That's how shit like that happens. When she's of age, starts dating your friends and shit. You don't want that.
My
maybe
stepdaughter,
should have been a little more gentle, Dad.
Yeah.
my stepdaughter,
Lead her down the fucking right down that strip.
my stepdaughter can be so fucking mean, but also so funny. And she, I've never gotten a haircut to her liking.
Yeah.
and she's very vocal.
You've never gotten one to my liking.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least you shut up about it. You know, like I appreciate you keeping it to yourself. But the other day I was going for a haircut and she said to me, "You tell the lady cutting your hair, I'm on my period and I'm not in the mood. And if you come back with a bad haircut, I'm going to kill you."
You're the white boy in your house, bro.
I am. I'm gringo.
Do they
I'm the
say,
gringo.
go to your room, white boy? Do they say that shit to you?
That's how I got, and I went and relayed that to, I don't even know, like Diane, who cuts my hair. And to be like, my stepdaughter's going to murder me.
Where do you go to get your
Can't
haircut?
give me a bad haircut.
Do you go to a barbershop? Or
No,
fucking...
I used to.
Oh, I
used
agree
to
with
go
her
to a
completely then.
barbershop,
No, you got to go to a barbershop as
Now
a
I
man.
just go to like,
You need that toxic masculinity.
Supercuts?
in your haircut.
not
Either-
super cuts.
But the same shit?
No, it's like just it's not a chain. It's just one place.
It's like- but it's like a-
it's like I don't have a dude anymore. It's just I'll call that day and be like, give me whoever.
I got a dude for you. I'll hook you
I
up.
mean, I used to have a dude, but now I moved. That's too far.
There's dudes everywhere. There's
You know, there's
barbershops all
barbershop.
over
Yeah,
the
it's definitely
place.
barbershop.
Yeah.
I would never, ever walk into a fucking Supercuts.
It's not super. I'm not. Walking
It's the same
into
thing, though. I could
Supercuts.
totally see the
Well, yeah, I
signs.
think what you're saying, but it's like where you're going to like a salon,
Right.
like as men and women getting their haircuts.
Yeah.
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 Dude, barbershops are crazy now. It's all manly shit. It's all leather. It looks like they filmed Mumford & Sons music videos there.
Yeah,
That's where you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
go, dude.
Where I used to do
They've
the
got-
show in
they've got
Irving.
scotch.
That place. That
They've got
place.
Yes.
scotch at the barbershop.
People
You're like,
talking about treating leather and QAnon, the place by us. You would sit in the barber chair, right? And somebody would be getting like an earful about QAnon. And it was just like
yeah, you
beginning to end.
need what makes a good haircut for men is toxic masculinity. You need some of that, like just men being assholes.
Testosterone.
Yeah, it's kind of part of the thing.
It's cool. You get a hot shave. It's nice.
The hot shaves are not. Yeah, those
Dude, I
guys.
feel gay after those, dude. I feel straight up
Dude,
gay.
I had a barber. So I was in Brooklyn, and I had a barber who I loved. This
Yeah.
guy, he owned the shop. The guy who cut my hair was 5 chairs. So he had a bunch of guys that worked there. And this guy, Abraham, I still miss him since I moved from Brooklyn. He used to fucking cut my hair, do the hot shave. It's great. He's a great dude. He's like at my age. We used to fucking bullshit about life, whatever. Good barbershop talk, you know. One day he's not there because I never made an appointment. I would just walk in, and this like older guy was by his chair, and I was like, "Oh, it's Abraham." Like, "Oh, he's off today." He's like, "I'm here sometimes." This guy had like a South American like sort of accent. He's like, I'm only here sometimes, and I'll, whatever I could do. Yeah. And I'm like, I usually get a shave too. He's like, okay, I can do that for you. Seemed very like a very normal experience. Guy puts, and this is right before a beard, so I used to get full down to the skin hot shave. Wow. With the straight edge, the whole fucking deal. Get my hair, and then it was like this small barbershop in Brooklyn. I would pay like $40 for the whole fucking thing, which is cheap with a hot shave. $30-$40, something like that. So I got my haircut. This guy's fucking lathering up my face, the hot lather, and he's doing this. And then I just felt there was a few extra strokes of my cheek. It felt like he was there for a while. Like the lather was there. My barber would just like slap that shit on and he'd start shaving me. This guy was really kind of caressing my cheek a little bit. And I did notice it, but I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna get in it. It's his craft. I don't know how to fucking. I tried to shave myself with a straight edge once and I fucking.
Were your eyes
I almost
closed?
killed myself. What's that?
Were your eyes closed?
My
when
eyes
you did?
open.
Your eyes were open?
Well, no, my eyes open in that moment. 'Cause
Oh.
what's going on?
Yeah.
And then he starts petting my cheek a little bit. Like after he shaves this part, the upper cheek, like he shaves down, I noticed he starts going like this. He's like, wow. And I was like, wow. And he keeps shaving me. And again, I'm not calling him out. This is a guy I don't know. Keeps shaving and he's like, yep. And he's like just making like some sort of acknowledgement that, I mean, he's right. His face is like right there. So it's like clearly whatever his fucking moans and groans are about, they're about my face. Right? And I'm like getting a little weirded out.
I'm getting weirded out just listening.
It gets weirder because then eventually he goes, I got it. He goes, do you like not shave a lot? And I was like, and I didn't have like a very full beard. And I was like, I mean, I shave often. He's like, your skin. And this is kind of funnier in this like South American accent. He's like, your skin is just so good. And I was like, oh, I've never received a compliment like that before from a man or anyone. So I was like, thanks. I was like, do I say thank you to that? You know, so I'm like, all right, thanks. I remember feeling so weird even saying thank you to him. And he just keeps going. He's like, you have the skin of like a he said something like preteen or like a 12-year-old. He said something like, you have the skin of like a little boy.
Oh,
I think he said little boy.
Oh, that's
and
not
I was
good.
like,
that's not good.
Wait, what's going on here? Like, even if you've noticed, like, oh, this guy's got good skin because you are shaving people every day, so you notice the roughness, you notice the skin textures because it's like it's your job, you're in there. Why would you say it out loud, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, and I don't remember what to say. I probably made some dumb joke about like stayed. Yeah, I was just like, oh okay, and then he's like, and then now the lather's off. He's shaved everything, and he keeps on coming back with the back of the finger. He's like, yeah, I was like, you keep whatever you're doing, you keep doing this, okay? I'm like, I'm never gonna do this, guy. And I get weirded out, right? So but I'm like, I don't know what to do. The guy keeps on touching my fucking face. And
Jerk him off.
I know. Yeah, be a man and suck his
bro?
dick.
Get that discount, dude.
And there's other barbers in the place, and I feel like I couldn't see because I'm like on the chair and looking up, like I'm in that position where I'm like looking up, and
at least you're in that position. You don't want to be looking down,
the side
bro.
of the bed. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like in that weird position, but I feel like the other barbers are looking. Mm-hmm. I think they're like, wait, what's going on here? Is this guy getting molested? And he does the whole thing, and he keeps ranting about my skin. Finishes the whole thing. He's like, I just, whatever. He's like, do you apply products to your skin? I'm like, no, I don't really. No, I don't know. I'm a dude. I don't have like a whole facial routine. He's like, do you want one? No. And then he's like, and then he goes, so I pay to get out of there. I come back like a few weeks later.
Well, that's on you. I mean, that's how did you set foot in this place?
Well, because my real barber works there. So now I know to call ahead. I'm like, hey, are you there? All right, good. Safe. I went there. That guy's not there anymore. I never saw this guy again. So I say to my barber, I'm like, hey, man. He's like, oh, who cut your hair last time? And I told him. He's like, oh. And he made a little face. And I was like, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm sorry he works for you. But I was like, I had a weird interaction, and I told him the whole story, and he's fucking dying laughing. And he just goes, "This is a male barbershop for you." He's cracking up, and he goes, "Yeah, we got rid of him. He was getting really weird with people." So he must have done this to a bunch of other dudes.
Yeah, because I'm looking at you and like your skin seems
not
okay.
that great. Yeah, it's not. No, but it's smooth. Like I don't get like pimples a lot. It's not rough. I think that was his point. Like it was just smooth. It's not. I'm not saying that I look good.
You were just like, yeah, because I'm looking at you and no.
Like, do you see it? What this big deal about his skin is?
It's what we've talked about this before. We've talked about this
dude,
before.
Your skin's shit, dude. That guy's lying.
No, I'm saying it's like okay. Like I wouldn't.
It's not a thing you would say.
Go
looking
feel
at me.
it.
It's not a thing that if I walk down the street, people are like, "Wow, that guy's glowing."
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be like, "Oh,
I don't know, dude.
No, yeah.
You haven't felt it yet. That guy was rubbing your shit.
He was rough. He was
liked
really
it.
rough.
You
Yeah,
look
but it
good from
wasn't
here.
about me because clearly he was doing like
that would have
they
made
had
me
something
so
not come
I
back.
wouldn't have been able to sit there through that. I would have. I don't know what I would have done.
Not
I would have
me.
faked an emergency.
Not me, bro. I love that shit. When I'm laying there and
Mike's
they're rubbing my head and fucking putting like menthol on my neck, I have to just stop myself from not moaning because that shit feels good.
But-
I don't give a fuck
No,
who
but
it is,
in
bro.
a real barbershop situation where it's a good hot shave, I know what you mean.
Do you know how
with
good
the hot
that
towel
feels?
on your
Good hot
face?
shave, yeah, that's fine. A hot shave,
But not the guy
is
molesting
okay.
your face and talking about how amazing your skin
But
is.
I get.
Mike's like, put your fingers in my mouth.
No, bro, I like the compliments, dude. As long as they're not touching my asshole or genitalia, I don't give a fuck, dude.
And if they did,
You know,
and if they did, like whatever, it better be good.
Mike,
Or I'm gonna
you're
complain.
really horny today.
It's not that I'm horny. You know what? I this is something like
you came in, you're all frothed up. Like,
I look
you
forward
are,
to it.
I
look
don't think
forward
we
to a
need
hot
to
shave.
find you weed. I think we need to find you pussy.
I need some
like
fucking,
you are.
yeah.
You're
Dude, if I took a blue chew right now, can you imagine? Forget it. No, but for real, I look forward to those barbershop
No, they're
visits.
great shaves.
I
yeah.
love the way
I'm
I
with
feel
you.
after,
Hot
dude.
towel shave.
The
is great.
shaving of the back of the neck is my favorite part. When they straight razor the back of your neck, your guy do that?
Well, also, yeah.
Love it.
But also, what other situation? And most guys don't like, like women would say they're like pampering themselves. They go to like spa treatments, facial treatments, and do all this stuff. We don't do any of that shit.
I do.
So every once in a while, well, like what? What else do you do?
I'll get a facial mask, bro. I'll put under eye shit on. I grew up with three sisters, right? Got 3
You
sisters.
do that. You have like a routine. That
They
you do
all had like products. They would all have. I would steal all their shit. I would put on there like they had cranberry energizer for under your eyes. They had like tampons. I would put in. Nah. They would have all these products.
stops all leakage.
Mud masks. Have you ever worn a mud mask, dude?
No.
Come on.
I wash my face maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Like I don't even remember.
Most guys
like a mud mask.
Do you remember when Mark DeMeo was on and he was like, he was so impressed by the 3-in-1?
Yeah.
Like you have a body wash, a face wash, and a shampoo all in one bottle. And it's funny because my wife is always, she's the one who was like, you need face wash. And I was like, no, I don't. My Dove for Men is face and body. She's like, it's not a face wash, though. It's just a body wash. And they say face and body on. And I was like, that's fine. As long as I'm scrubbing my face with something, I'm washing my face. Yeah. And my beard, especially, like you got to wash a beard, you know?
Mark DeMeo doesn't use face wash?
He barely uses
Mark
soap.
DeMeo's a good looking dude. I feel like he'd be into the whole thing.
Yeah, also like vintage Mark DeMeo. He was a fucking Mark DeMeo was a piece of
Mark
ass.
DeMeo's cool, dude.
He was a piece of ass.
Yeah.
He was in shape. He was like a fucking bodybuilder.
I didn't know that.
He was like
I've
jacked
seen
as
those
fuck.
pictures.
Yeah.
No, but he was saying this. He's like the 3-in-1. And and I didn't even know those 3-in-1. I thought it was only the 2-in-1, like the face and body. I think he does a face, body, hair. He just fucking lathers himself. He treats himself like the way you groom a dog. You just cover their whole body in suds and then you hose them down.
That's what I do to myself, dude. I have a thing, a whole thing. I'll shave my shoulders, the back of my neck. I'll buzz my chest a little bit because sometimes I itch. I'm very hairy.
Okay.
And then ass, taint, balls, shave them.
Shave your own asshole?
Not my asshole.
Like your ass cheek?
Like the cheeks.
Like I'll shave my crack. You know?
That's what I'm thinking.
Shave
Not
my
your
ass
ass
crack?
cheeks. Like you're talking about
You
getting
guys shave your ass cracks?
I don't.
Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad for you guys.
I mean,
What's it like wiping?
it's not a giant fucking forest down there.
Oh, dude,
Doesn't need to be. I'm not.
I'm hairy, so I guess I'm just different.
People assume I'm very hairy because I'm Italian, but I'm actually not. Like, there's not a lot going. Like, I don't have, like, my shoulders are completely bare.
If I don't shave and like manscape a little bit,
Yeah.
I feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I feel so weird. And
You also, are you single right now?
yeah.
Yeah, I could tell you're so fucking horny. But you also gotta, like, you know, you gotta get ready. You gotta
Never
be
know.
ready for hookups. You know what I mean? When you're married, it's kind of like well,
He just came in and told a story about banging a lady with cerebral palsy. You think?
Great girl.
Yeah,
There's
but like
there's a girl at home that
you
might
think
be.
there's a girl at home waiting for him, like that he's like, oh, you know what story she would love
Yeah.
to hear?
Also, do you think there's a girl at home that would deal with him?
I don't know.
I think there's a lot of girls who
I
would
think
deal
that
with
that
them.
was a very
You almost
nice
said charitable.
thing I did.
It was a charitable.
I know.
It was a
It
charitable.
wasn't charitable. I did it because I wanted to. Okay, I'm unapologetically myself.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Now you're gonna go home and
I get
do your
I-
face
Go home and
routine.
jerk off. Yeah, do my face routine. Pamper. I'm gonna pamper myself.
I've never done it. Like, I don't any of those, like, this guys do it. You know, guys will go get manicures and pedicures and shit. Guys will get their fucking eyebrows done.
Done that too.
People do that. But, like, I don't know. None of that seems appealing to me. I will say with the wife, she has, because she does often, like you, look at my face and, like, we got to do something about this. So she has done, like, you know, I get bags under my eyes. I'm tired. I have a little kid at home. Like, I'm just tired all the time. I get real bad fucking bags. And most of the time I look tired. So she's done those, like, there's, like, these little, like, I don't know, they're like these little wet patches that you put under their eyes. They're like,
Moist towelettes.
well, they're like, I don't know, they're like kind of like rubbery looking, but they're like shiny. You know what I'm
Get rid of
talking
your
about?
bags.
Yeah, they put
Yeah,
them
yeah,
on. It's like a cold compress on your eyes.
But you look like you use that shit, bro.
no, not often. Like,
Not that in particular, but you look like you're into the like taking care of yourself and shit. Your beard's very clean. Your skin's
I mean,
very nice.
I wash my face.
Some
His
people
skin
don't.
looks okay.
Some people don't take care of themselves.
I'm glowing. Okay.
Some people don't use any of that.
Yeah,
stuff.
some people are real fucking walking pieces of garbage.
You know, Ken uses got to be glued in his hair. That yellow shit.
No, not anymore.
The
When did
CVS
you stop?
The CVS.
I
hair gel?
stopped when you made so much fun of me.
Yeah, dude.
I used
What are you
that
doing?
stuff when I was 10. I would jump into the pool with it, and then I'd come out and it'd be still the same, dude.
Yeah,
got-
it's like fucking
I got
plaster
like
in your hair.
I got real thick hair, so it grows so fast. It's tough to find something that works and doesn't just make it look like a giant poof.
What do you use now?
I use some sort of shit. I don't even remember. It's not that got to be glued shit.
Good.
And I did stop using it when you made so much fun of me.
I got you, bro. Sometimes you gotta make fun of your boys for sure.
Oh yeah. The only way you can
they
get
don't
them
know.
to correct themselves
He didn't know.
is
I
by
told
making
him.
them feel
I'm
like shit
using
about it.
no, I still don't.
We're gonna get you on some Cremo Scruff moisturizer next.
I see. I don't see that for me.
Smells great.
Cremo.
It smells great. You need a good smelling beard. Beard smell.
I've used Cremo, yeah.
If
Cremo's
you
great.
don't, like, you smell that shit all the time because your nose just stays there.
Yeah,
Smelling
beard you
mustache.
have to. With a beard, you gotta
got
fucking
to
do a
clean your
wash.
beard or it smells like a taint.
Yeah, do you know how many beards out there smell like asshole?
Walking around smelling like your armpits on your face, you don't want that shit. Mint oils, mint creams.
Yeah. To be fair, all this shit is is about like who you might have sex with, because like you only care like for example, my wife will just if I came and had a like salami beard, she'd be like, you're fucking disgusting. Yeah. And I'm just saying that because I eat a lot of salami.
Oh yeah.
So it's chances.
Girls appreciate that shit.
Yeah.
You ever
but that's all I do. That's like the only kind of grooming thing. I just wash my beard. I don't know. I don't do anything else. And then everyone's just like, put this patch on your eye.
You ever see girls walking around and you're like, oh, what's she doing with him? That guy's gross. And you think like, oh, she's got to kiss him and like fuck him and shit. And he's just some gross, big, sweaty loser.
Yeah.
You take care of yourself. Like girls appreciate that. You know, if you get a girl home and you take your pants off and your ass is shaved,
Yeah.
they like that.
They'll just eat it. Yeah. They'll just go, that's good effort. I'm gonna
Oh my
reward you for
god, dude! Do you want to hear about the time a girl ate my ass for the first time?
that. Yes.
Bro, you're gonna love this story.
I don't know that I
She
will.
was a
first of all.
widow.
She was a widow.
Yeah,
She was trying to
a widow.
summon her dead husband out of your asshole.
I don't know, dude. She
like
was
snake charm spirit.
She hit me up, and she told me to come over, and I was like, yeah. So I went over, and we talked about this already. Like we talked about, like, oh yeah, like we'll have sex, whatever. We talked about it. It was already predetermined.
Yeah.
And she was like, have you ever had your ass eaten?
She just proactively asked.
I was like, I'm never going to enjoy that. I don't think that's ever anything that's good. I don't want to do
I hear
that
it's
to
great.
someone.
Never
Then we
got
have to
it.
kiss after. I don't
you
want to
don't
do that.
have to.
Then I remembered something a friend told me. A friend told me, you don't know love until you've had your ass eaten.
I disagree.
So
Go
I'm
ahead.
like,
go for it.
okay. So I told her I was down, right?
Yeah.
So it came down to it where she was going to eat my ass. She was way older than me,
Yeah.
right? So I was like kind of like on my back.
Oh, you're like missionary.
Bro, she
You're
took
like,
my legs in one. She took both my ankles in one hand, like she was changing my diaper, and she lifted me up. And she went to 10. Eagle clawed it, lifted me up, bro. I'm like this, right? Just like that. But she's going for it, and she's not going for it the way that I thought was going to be enjoyable.
Thought she was going to ease you into
So
it.
I thought, no, she's not really in there, right? So I'm like, this just feels like someone's rummaging around down there. So I'm trying to get her deeper in there without touching her. So I'm
you're
just
puckering your asshole at her?
I'm just pulling.
You're trying to give her a little. Are you doing this with your asshole?
No, I was scared. I'm just pulling it back. I'm trying to get her
You're
in
pulling
there.
your legs back. Okay.
Dude. Didn't like it. Didn't feel anything special.
You didn't
Like
feel more
everybody
love?
told. It was like they brought me. It was like I thought I was going to Disney
feel more
World,
love.
and they brought me to fucking Six Flags. I was very disappointed. And then after she comes up for a kiss, and I did it, and I was like, oh.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm
So
not
she
gonna
didn't
be
even
like, you just did that for me.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna kiss you.
So
Horrible.
the idea that she
Horrible, dude.
held both of your legs back.
Really opening
What?
up to you guys right now. This is because you fucking.
You
gave me
opened up to
whiskey.
her, first of all.
I did.
You know? That's real opening
Sounds
up.
like he presented
I was
himself
expecting
to her.
something more. I thought something different was going to happen. It was going to be like a new form of finishing.
Yeah. You were
The
like,
way
this is going to
everybody
be my
makes
new
it
thing.
sound.
This is going to be my new thing.
Not my
It
new
wasn't
thing.
your new
Haven't
thing.
done it since.
You know what I really can't wait for is to make the still image of promotion of the show is you with your
me,
fucking.
my
With his
taint
legs
in
up.
full effect. Go ahead. Go for it.
Mike, thanks so much for coming. You
I'm
made
gonna
me-
have so. I'm gonna have
Did-
two
did she
DMs
have,
after this. It's gonna be like, I will never eat your ass again. And the
my
other
God.
one's gonna be from.
Did she have a disability? Maybe that's why
She didn't
wasn't
have a
good at it.
disability. Yeah, she couldn't eat
She had
ass. That
trouble
was her
getting out of the
disability.
wheelchair.
She was bad at eating ass.
Yeah, her full neck brace with the stents on it. She couldn't get to it.
Also, I should say that both of these girls got a performance from me that I'm sure if you had them on, they wouldn't have anything nice to say.
And why is that? Is
Just
that
bad, just all around bad performance.
Yeah, just,
Probably
just
not
not
the
your
best.
just not your. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I get all this pussy and I'm good. It's like there's a reason why I'm going for girls who eat ass.
Yeah. You're going for like something's got to be up.
I'm like something's got to be up with this one where they won't mind if it's not that good.
Yeah.
You know.
So how old are you when this happened? By the way,
Which one?
the second one.
The ass eating?
Yeah, because she's much older.
This was
you
like
said?
4 years ago.
How old are you? I don't even know how old you look so baby faced.
How old do you think I am?
Honestly,
I'm 32.
I would have said you could. I would maybe like late 20s.
I get
would have gone down to like
25.
28. Yeah, I get the opposite. We were talking about that another
Do you
time.
think you're older than you are?
People
How
always
old are
think
you?
I'm older. I'm 39.
Oh yeah, you don't look good.
Yeah.
And
this
no, I'm kidding. It's the gray.
one-
That's
one
the
of the
mediocre
first one of the
skin.
first
Just the
social
gray.
clips I had for the show was my first 3 guests. All of them I revealed my age, and they were like, "What
Yeah.
the fuck?"
No, I don't think you look that old. I mean,
I probably look like more into my like mid to late 40s, right?
a lot
Like
of
I feel
gray.
like people would you believe if I was like just said 10 years plus? If I said I was 49?
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe that you were 49.
Oh,
See how
yeah.
quickly
I
he
thought
said
you
yes?
were closer to my age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 48.
Holy shit, dude! Why do we hang out?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Weed?
I like hanging out with Ken. Ken introduced me to mushrooms.
yeah, that's not surprising.
Imagine Ken with 3 heads. I remember one time I came to your house for something.
Are any of those 3 heads ever interested in the conversation? Are they all the same? Like, man, I don't give a fuck.
There's all 3 heads just like, is this
This is
over?
over.
When I first started taking mushrooms, I went to your house. We used to live down the street from me. I
Right,
got Ken
right.
fresh off a divorce. So we had so much fun. We would
It was
talk
only a
about
few
crazy
days
shit.
before he was married again.
Yeah,
No,
that's true.
right. He fresh off my separation.
Fresh
Oh,
off
like
your-
the first, like, okay, got it.
fresh off your
Not the paper
separation.
divorce. Yeah.
And I would go there and I would hang out. We would smoke weed, and we started doing mushrooms. And I remember I took them once, and I went to your house for something. I had to drop something off or stop by there really quick, and they were just hitting me, and it was like the most I'd
Yeah.
taken so far. And Ken had like 3 heads.
Right.
I'm like, dude, I gotta get home now.
And that's a second time you had your ass eaten.
that's the second time I had my ass eaten. That's
All
right.
3 of those heads just went to town.
There was a time when you and another comic were living in the divorced comic house.
John Moses.
Moses,
John Moses
yeah.
was crashing with me for a little bit.
You
Right
guys
when
were
we
in
got
the-
separated at the same time.
You guys had an apartment together?
I had my own. I had like a rental house, and then he crashed with. I think it was a total of a few
Yeah,
weeks.
it wasn't
Yeah.
long.
It wasn't long. He just crashed with me till he got his own place.
That place probably stunk.
It
So,
smelled like weed.
Do you
really.
know?
That
You know
wasn't-
John Moses, right?
I don't know him personally.
John,
I
he's
know
cool.
John. is, but-
John's cool, but
We'll
he's got
have him on.
he's got red hair, right? So I remember one time I saw him with somebody, this like hot lady, and I wanted to go up to him so much and be like, "Hey, Dad, it's been a while. Haven't seen you in so long."
It's probably passable.
But I
Yeah,
didn't. I chickened out, and I was like, "Hey, dude,
Hey, man.
John's a cool dude."
Well, thank you for coming on, Mike. You made this weird and great.
I'm so
Hey,
happy.
no, do less. We called you like 3 seconds before the show started. We're like, hey, you want to come? Because you're pretty close to here, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm like 20 minutes, not even.
You drove farther to have sex with a girl with cerebral palsy
have,
than you
yeah.
did for the show. So all right, so not so bad.
I was excited. I didn't have shit to do today.
Yeah,
I was like, what do I have to do today? I have to go to the Coinstar. It's like, I could come hang.
you're a fucking crackhead.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I was like, I got so much change. Let me go give it to the Coinstar, but every time
Do
walking
you
over
need
to the
weed or do you need meth?
No,
what the fuck?
no.
You go to Coinstars?
I always,
What
dude,
the fuck?
always, because I
You
make.
go to Coinstars?
I have a lot. I always have change, and I always save it. I
You
always
have a
save my
big
change.
bag of fucking
I
plastic
have
bottles
a big,
that you need to recycle.
I have a big Balvenie whiskey, bourbon, whatever it is, thing of change,
Scotch, I think.
and it's always full because I fucking make a lot of cash, like my job.
Yeah, sure.
So I always just put change in. So I'm like, every time I walk to it, though, I feel bad for
Wait,
myself.
The reason why you're here because it was either this or Coinstar.
It was either this. Oh no, Coinstar is still happening. That's where I'm going after this.
You're like, I'm not
I gotta
gonna-
go to the Coinstar. That's my weed money. I'm going for weed. I just paid
That's
rent
funny.
today. Gotta go get weed.
Got to do it. Well, thanks for coming on,
Of course.
Ken. Thanks for wandering in. Thanks for barely sitting there.
I just sometimes you're like, well, he's on a roll, just let him go.
It's a bit too much podcast and all the socials. Do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, I got
You're special. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, my special's coming out.
Well, this is airing
I
in
don't know
January.
when.
Will it be out? You don't know.
It might.
It might. Well, what is it? Prom
My
King.
special's
Prom
called
King.
Prom King.
Yeah.
It's gonna be out soon. either this month or next month. Probably going to be next month. Probably going to do it for the new year.
Right.
And,
well, this will be in January, so it'll be.
Oh yeah. So it'll be maybe it's out now, maybe not. Search Prom King on YouTube. I don't even know if it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on probably Sirius by then. Hopefully.
Whatever. Check out Sicoli's.
Whatever it's on.
Comedy
Follow me on
anyway.
Instagram
Yeah.
at the Mike Sicoli if you want to hear more about my sexual escapades.
If you want to hear more, or you just want to eat his ass.
If you want to eat my ass,
Yeah, if
just
you want to
DM me.
him
I'm looking for someone who knows how to
and
do
show
it.
him how a true ass eating should go, because it sounds more like you were getting your ass wiped than your ass eaten.
Yeah, poor girl.
And we want to
Poor
rectify
girl.
that for you.
Poor girl.
I mean, we don't want to rectify it for you, but we want to see it rectified.
We got a couch here. We can do it right now. Got stirrups.
God, you were just like dripping today. That's it. That's where.
Wait, there's a girl I banged who works like 3 doors down from here. I
What do
saw
you
her
mean?
when I
In
was
this
walking
building,
in. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'll
Oh,
go
yeah.
see if she'll sit in for a couple questions.
I'm sure she's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we rekindle this?
No, she's got a boyfriend now.
Yeah.
He's cool. He seems cool. I actually kind of like him more than her. I think he's cool. I would hang out with him. I see him on her Instagram all the time. I'm like, this guy looks awesome. I'm gonna hit him up. Hey, dude, want to be friends?
That'd be weird.
We're Eskimo
That'd be
bros.
a really weird thing to do.
Yeah.
By the way, I fucked your girlfriend. Want to hang out?
I wouldn't tell him.
All right. Well, we'll fizzle out there.
And that has been our episode on ghosts, everybody. See you next time.
Oh man.